So I put a new alternator in this truck, and after the job was done, I went to test the alternator. So I put my voltmeter on the battery terminals, and I got a really low voltage. So this is basically way lower than what a functioning alternator should put out. It should be putting out 13 volts or more, and a new one should be like 13 and a half or more. So I was really confused. So I started poking around, and I actually tried putting my positive lead up here, farther up the chain, and all of a sudden I was getting 13 and a half volts, which is what it was supposed to. So somewhere between this wire and my battery terminal, I have a drop of a volt, which is actually pretty significant because 13 and a half volts is what it should be, but the battery is only getting 12 and a half, 12.7, which is not good enough to run the car, especially with the electronics on. So this is the lead straight out of the fuse box, and yeah, I can definitely see some fuzzy corrosion in there. So here's the main wires coming from the starter and alternator. A little crusty. Again, I wouldn't have said that was that bad, but maybe the combination of both of these being a little bit dirty was enough. So I'm going to clean these up and see what the voltage is after I do that. And now I'm going to pull off the terminal itself. I am dealing with the positive, so I got to be really careful my wrench doesn't touch something metal in the body. This looks all good. I don't see anything in there. And then the post itself is in really good shape. Feeling good about that one. So just grab a piece of sandpaper and get it down to bare metal. I'm even going to do the bottom of this nut because that actually contacts the terminal. Just going to tighten this up with pliers just to be sure. Test the voltage one more time. I'm going to go straight to the terminals of the battery. Boom. It's actually reading a higher voltage than I was getting directly out of the wire even. So as you can see, even just a little bit of oxidization between the layers of the terminals on this battery was enough to drop it a full volt, which is actually really significant in the charging system. So put that on your list of things to check. When it feels like you've got a bad battery or a bad alternator, make sure that your terminals, not only the terminal itself, but anything clamped on top of it is really clean because it'll make a big difference.